When I was little, he'd always play with me. Great-grandpa would say, "You got it, little man." I never knew what he was talking about. He said in Africa, Botswana, his great-grandpa also had it. It came from our property's water, our African soil. He said it's our little secret. It could skip many generations. One never knew. Great-grandpa saw it in my eyes. "You got it, my superstar." He's gone now, but I still hear him. As I grew up, I discovered a lot of things about myself that my mother said people would never understand. I never knew what great-grandpa meant by "you got it." Until now.
Let's get started.
We're gonna do this here?
Yeah, this place looks like an 80s resort timeshare.
Guess my man had no choice but to schedule the USPB World Summit here. Civilians are picking.
When I was little, he'd always play with me. Great-grandpa would say, "You got it, little man." I never knew what he was talking about. He said in Africa, Botswana, his great-grandpa also had it. It came from our property's water, our African soil. He said it's our little secret. It could skip many generations. One never knew. Great-grandpa saw it in my eyes. "You got it, my superstar." He's gone now, but I still hear him. As I grew up, I discovered a lot of things about myself that my mother said people would never understand. I never knew what great-grandpa meant by "you got it." Until now.
Let's get started.
We're gonna do this here?
Yeah, this place looks like an 80s resort timeshare.
Guess my man had no choice but to schedule the USPB World Summit here. Civilians are picketing out front of the United Superpowers Bureau.
Well, one thing's for sure, no one's gonna think to look for us here.
Black Lives Matter!
The last thing we need is another riot. Come on, let's do this.
It's time. Who's there? Why hide in the shadows? Come out into the light.
We do not believe you're invited to this private world conference.
Interesting costume. I see you with the little crop top. Okay.
Seriously, Black Cat. What are you doing here?
In a Party City mask and white bedazzled go-go boots? He's homemade.
I'm not here for fashion tips.
Your personal social issues are not our responsibility. Please leave. You're trespassing.
We do not have time for whatever reason you're here.
With all due respect, Miss Fire and Prince Egypt, I'm not leaving here until we put a plan into place to fix this corrupt, self-serving government that has taken our country prisoner. We failed the citizens.
Speak for yourself. The stunts you so proudly pull in front of the news cameras seem to be the only self-serving thing that's consuming society.
Why are you interrupting our World Summit conference? What do you want, young man?
Black Cat, I just told you.
Kid, listen. What's your name again? Twilight Star or something?
It's Superstar.
Oh.
Okay, superstar. Make yourself useful and go back to the picket line at the Bureau. Make sure the picketing doesn't cause another worthless riot.
You're in over your head with all the accusations you're making against the government. You have no idea what you're up against.
They're not accusations. You're just ignoring the facts.
Listen, brother, a white cape doesn't make you a superhero. With this job, your life is not your own. You have a family, right? And you want to keep them safe?
Yes.
This requires selflessness and devotion for what's good and just, all the while concealing your true identity to the world for all eternity. Or your loved ones are walking targets.
From what I see, you are too arrogant and self-serving for this job.
We've dedicated our lives to the cause of the USPB. What are you devoted to?
Superstar, please exit the way you came. This is no place for amateurs.
Where did he go?
Does he have the power of invisibility?
Okay, back to business.
Mighty man, what have you done for the people lately? Fighting with Prince Egypt on the big silver screen was a huge waste of time for everyone. Entertaining, yes, but a big distraction from the real political bullcrap that's happening right in front of our faces.
Everyone needs a little escapism.
Not when their lives are in danger. There's some type of mass shooting, terrorist attack every other week. We don't need escapism right now. We need new leaders.
I don't know who you think you are, but you're way out of line, kid. The United Superpowers Bureau does all that it can to make sure that Earth's citizens are safe.
Okay, Prince Egypt. Safe from who? From what? When the government is the real threat. USPB. You know, word on the street is that the United Superpowers Bureau is paid off to look the other way when black and brown people are shot down in the streets like animals, or when children are taken from families and sold by the very men who are supposed to protect them.
Excuse me, Superstar? Why do you pretend to care about those people?
Because you aren't from the streets. You feel removed. You feel safe. You all have an inability to relate to those people.
What are you talking about? You don't know my life.
And it seems you don't remember it either, Amazon sister. I care because I'm from the streets. I am those people. My mother, father, brother, sister are those people. Somebody has to care about them. Why not me?
Are you saying the Bureau doesn't give a crap about the disenfranchised?
No, you said it.
What do you hope to gain from all this? Entry into the United Superpowers Bureau? Or more exposure on the nightly news? Or is it simply to increase your followers on social media?
It seems your last standoff with the police department went viral.
Again, this is a closed meeting specifically for frontline superheroes.
You call yourself superheroes. Who are you saving? Kids are still starving. Entire families are homeless. People are unemployed or underemployed, can't afford a damn living. College students don't stand a chance. They're drowning in $100,000 student loan debt from the moment they graduate. So who do you think you're saving with your fucking movies and shit?
Okay, just a second, Superstar. On top of rudely crashing our conference, you have the nerve to stand here and accuse us of working in collusion with the government to undermine this country's citizens.
If the shoe fits.
So, the USP Bureau is to blame?
If you see injustice happening, and you do absolutely nothing to stop it, then yes, you're part of the problem.
You have a chip on your shoulder. We don't make the laws, we just enforce them.
And poorly. With all of the power and influence in this room, why hasn't anyone challenged our politicians? You know, on prison reform, health care, police brutality, good old-fashioned racism. Huh? Anyone? Frontline superheroes.
Answer me this. How were you able to penetrate this building's ionic invisishield that I activated and enforced?
That's the answer. Change the subject. Miss Fire, get over yourself.
I researched you. Miss Fire, he's Diamondian. His ancient ancestors are from the star of Diamondia.
So that explains it. You're an alien from Diamondia?
I was born right here in America. Jackson Moore Projects.
Impossible. Diamondia was the twin to my home, Crystalia. Diamondia exploded 100 years before my star planet.
To answer your question, Miss Fire, without making this a history or science lesson, Diamondians can alter the percentage of elements in matter needed for life.
Their misuse of this power has caused a catastrophic explosion which ejected most of Diamondia's mass.
A supernova.
Yes, the ejected mass created what is known to us as Africa, with the largest amount of Diamondia's stardust settling in soil of Botswana.
Botswana, the home of my ancestors, the Swana people, or in the Watusi tribe on my mother's side.
The Taltutsi. They're said to be my ancient Egyptian ancestors.
And Botswana's home to the massive 20-carat blue diamond, a result of boron inside the gem.
Boron? That explains the change in color. The blue is a surge of power, increasing his bone and muscle mass. The electrons and carbon atoms form very strong chemical bonds, strengthening every single cell.
Unbreakable. Like a diamond. He's the hardest substance on Earth. Those police didn't stand a chance.
We all know the rich resources found in Africa and the Middle East, but you possessing the ability to change the amount of boron, oxygen, carbon, nitrogen, even hydrogen in matter gives you the ability to do
Everything I can do.
No, correction, mighty man. Superstar can do anything.
Honestly, this is all new to me. Every day, I'm discovering a new power, what I'm capable of, who and what I am. But this isn't about me now. This is about people suffering without clean water, poor education, some little kid whose father's been wrongfully incarcerated, young men and women murdered without cause, people dying because they don't have the money to stay alive. Let's talk about how do we save these people.
I've been working to solve some of these issues.
Amazon's sister, thank you for your latest efforts to stop the war in the Middle East. Very effective. But obviously not enough.
We're making our best efforts, Superstar.
What exactly do you want from us?
Superstar, ancestor of Diamondia, my cousin. What do you propose we do?
Where do I start? First, stop ignoring me. Let me help fix this. Give me a seat at the table. Or do I have to take it?